Welcome everyone to the Nerd Nook. I'm your host Evan Teague, with me like always the man who's officially getting a show on Disney Plus, because why not? Noah Bailey.
At this point, everyone's getting one. We're just passing them out. So I mean,
So yeah, um, our last episode we did mere hours before everything happened. So now we're gonna be going over everything that happened.
it happened.
So, do you want to start with the Star Wars stuff or the Marvel stuff?
I mean, it doesn't even matter.
Okay.
Like you pick. You
Star
don't
Wars
know
stuff
what
it is. Why not?
You pick. You go. Just go. Just pick. I don't even know.
So, yes,
So much.
Disney had their huge, just 3 hour long investor meeting. Kevin Feige and Bob Iger, all the people, like just threw just random Disney stuff at us for that long, and it was great. So, this isn't even in order of importance or excitement. I'm just gonna throw stuff at you.
There's stuff.
So, at the top of my list, I have Hayden Christensen is officially returning for the Obi-Wan show.
Yeah. This is huge. We wanted this. Everyone wanted this. Hayden wanted this. We all wanted this, and they know this. And this is an example of Star Wars fans getting what they wanted.
Yes. And I fully believe that, obviously Hayden Christensen is not the best part of the prequels. Unless, you like them ironically like I do. I love his acting in those movies. But I feel like since so much time has passed, I think by the time this show comes out, I think Deborah Cho will be able to, direct him in a way that's not garbage. I'm pretty sure he won't be nearly as whiny, nearly as petty, or just, episode 2 as he was back then.
No, I'm really excited about this because, I mean, whether we like it or not, Hayden Christensen is Anakin Skywalker. Like, the look, I mean, he is. And there are moments, specifically in Revenge of the Sith, especially the more intimidating moments, that really get it. Like, he really gets the whole, free-burning and suit Vader thing down, and I really like that.
The moment where he's not talking.
Yes, this is true. There's the devastating glares from across the burning molten, those, yes, and just the quiet when he quietly enters the room with all the separatists and just casually close the door, stuff like that. I think he can really do very well. But I'm interested to see because, like you said, I think this will be a lot of different direction. A lot of time has passed. People are forgiving, and also I think with seeing how everyone liked what was done in the Clone Wars with Anakin, I think as long as they can kind of just make him kind of be more like that in flashbacks and whatnot, because I think that is a very likable character, more so as Anakin's more, like you said, whiny, less appealing personality. Yeah. So I think that could be something they could really go for. I think they can do that really well, because as we've seen with the Mandalorian's done an amazing job of incorporating Clone Wars stuff, or just any Star Wars stuff, bringing back, whoever, and just making it work beautifully. So,
if Dave Filoni has any kind of attachment to the project, which I'm pretty sure he'll find a way to stay in there.
There's no reason not to. I mean, come on.
He'll do justice to all these characters. He'll make it work flawlessly. And we also have confirmation that the show was set about 10 years after Revenge of the Sith, which again is perfect. A little slightly older Obi-Wan. Time has passed just to set the stage for just, stuff to happen. I love it.
Right? Yeah. Empire's kind of settled in. We're not too far till we get to Luke stuff yet, but we're still kind of getting stuff going. It's a good time.
I also appreciate, the timeline of this being, it's just far enough in the future, but not so far that if Obi-Wan and Darth Vader did fight again, you could still kind of justify the dialogue in episode 4, because we haven't, them not knowing either one actually is alive, or Darth Vader not knowing Obi-Wan's alive, thinking he's dead. Their dialogue when they fight, acting as if they hadn't seen each other in years. 9 to 10 years, I feel, is long enough where like you can kind of forgive it.
Right. It could still work. It's not going to be like, oh wait, we just saw each other. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah. Yeah, I like that too because that leaves a lot of room for whatever they think is necessary to throw in there. So if we do run into Darth Vader, it's not like, oh my gosh, wait, what? It's like this is going to be great. So like, you never know because
Yeah.
this is like, I want
So
to say, oh, good.
so I know that Hayden Christensen is coming back. Like they specifically said he'd come back to play Darth Vader. Do you
Mm-hmm.
think? Do you think that means just like in the like philosophical way of like Anakin is no more, he's now Darth Vader type thing, or like he's gonna be in the suit, or like Vader's gonna sound like Anakin, or or do you think they're gonna like get the Rebels Darth Vader voice actor to voice over, or they're gonna straight up get James Earl Jones to voice him? Like, what do you think is gonna? What do you think? How do you think they're gonna do that?
I okay. So for the first like two parts of the question, I think both. I think both. I think he's going to play flashback Anakin. I think he's going to play Darth Vader in the suit because they had him in the suit at the end of Revenge of the Sith for like the one scene he was
That
in.
I think they did. Yeah.
Yeah, they did. It was pretty, which was pretty cool. I remember in the behind the scenes, he had it on. He was like, "This is so cool," you know. So
Yeah.
like, I think they probably will have him in the suit. Obviously, if there are any flashbacks of him, they're going to be in.
Mm.
And I think, I mean, they won't. I don't think they're going to make him do the voice because I mean, he's just not the voice. It's
Yeah.
not, you know. So I don't know if they'll get James Earl Jones back. I know he's kind of his voice is a little bit kind of getting a little rough, even though he is the OG. So they might get the Rebels guy.
The
But
Rebels
I
guy
mean,
is a pretty good voice match.
that's
Like,
what
it
I'm saying. I
clearly
thought it was
is
pretty good.
different, but I think it's the same one who's in the games as well, and like the one
Mm-hmm.
from Fallen Order, pretty solid. Like,
I like
you can tell it's different, but it's like so close that you don't really care. Yeah,
Yeah, it's like it gets the message across, and it's still got like booming like intimidation, which gets is like the biggest thing. So
mm,
I think it's gonna be fine, but yeah, I think he'll be as far as everything we'll see of Darth Vader slash Anakin Skywalker, like it'll be Hayden, but I think
yeah.
just the voice for Vader specifically will be different.
I
But
think we'll at least get a couple of scenes of like Anakin in the like back to chamber talking to people just to have scenes of Hayden as Vader. You know, like, I think that could be fun.
doing stuff, yeah,
Yeah.
man. I mean, that's gonna be so cool and like, oh man, this is huge.
Mm. And yeah, I think they said it's coming next year. Although if does get delayed to 2022, that's fine. I know it's gonna start filming in January of next year, but if it gets pushed back to a little more, like take your time. It needs to be as good as possible.
We understand.
We understand. Yeah, but he's still a Mandalorian coming out next Christmas. If they can squeeze in Obi-Wan in like September, October, great, but don't push it.
Right? Like they're not busy with everything else going on.
Exactly. So next on my list of Star Wars stuff, how does the Bad Batch trailer actually look fantastic? I wasn't expecting that. Like obviously,
This
you know,
was some-
it's a sequel show to Clone Wars, and
right.
you know, season 7 was fantastic. Dave Filoni obviously knows what he's doing, but I didn't love the Bad Batch arc. Like it was fine, but I cared more about Rex in that arc than an Echo than I did about the actual Bad Batch. So I wasn't sure if a whole season, a whole series about them would be great, but everything they showed in that trailer looked fantastic.
Yeah, no, I really like this idea because like we had talked. I remember this had been kind of talked about a little bit during that arc of season 7 going on. We're like, okay, there's these like brand new characters that we've seen enough of. That's like, okay, there's probably gonna do something.
It's
with
a backdoor
this.
pilot, like it has to, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like there was no way it couldn't have been like and like. And their dynamic was good. Obviously, I think they weren't perfect, but I think they were very good. So a show kind of does make sense. The logical makes sense. We'll see what it comes into. I'm kind of like baseline optimistic. Like I'm not thinking it's going to be bad, but I'm not expecting anything great. The trailer, like you said, did look very good. But I'm also thinking, well, depends on how much these characters didn't seem, at least from what we got in my opinion, someone that I would be okay with the whole series with
Yeah.
yet. But that's because I was focused on like Echo and Anakin and Rex during this time, so I wasn't really. I were kind of just on the fringe and my like attention. So we'll see what
Yeah.
happens.
I think it really just depends on the scenarios and the other characters they bring in, because we know that Echo is going to be, like, I'm pretty sure he's going to be like on the team. So at least have one character that we can still latch onto from that we know from the previous show. Uh, the scenario where, like, they run into the first batch of stormtroopers after the Empire rose, but they didn't realize that happened because they weren't given the directive to Order 66. So
Mm-hmm.
then, like, stormtroopers start shooting at them. Like, that first scene of that happening is going to be so good.
Yeah, and just like because all this is happening, and it's really cool because like it's kind of like continuing where Clone Wars left off, obviously from different characters, but like, we're gonna be able to see the first glimpses of the Empire Rising from the Clone Wars perspective now, which is
I
really exciting.
I also loved, just like in the end of season 7, where the execute Order 66 was just Ian McDiarmid saying it for
Mm-hmm.
episode 3. The
Mm-hmm.
like the like his big speech at the end of 3 was like on the hologram, just like for all the clones to see. Like that's so good.
It's just it builds the epicness, and they know that was a big payoff from the finale, or was it the finale, the one before the
Well, right,
last
yeah, right,
episode of
so, yeah.
season 7. But like, yeah, that was such a big payoff. Everyone was like, "Oh, I got the original!" Like, oh, and like they were like, "Okay, let's bring that back," and everyone's like, "Oh, they did it again!"
Yep.
Ah! And, like, it's
And
perfect. Like,
also, it's like, also just signals to the audience, if you weren't sure of what time frame the Bad Batch show takes place, is like, theoretically you could assume that the first season could just be like their escapades like pre where we saw them in season 7,
mm-hmm.
and then the season 2 might be post episode 3 stuff, but like it's showing you right off the bat, episode 3 has happened, like where the Empire has risen, like, here we go.
Here we go. Like we are like 5 minutes after episode 3 is finished
Yep.
and start. Like, and that's great because honestly, we haven't really had anything like right as the Empire has started before, and I think this is a lot of uncharted territory, and I like that, and I feel like that's kind of what these shows are doing. They're showing perspectives of time that's kind of just been filled in the gaps, but
Mm-hmm.
never actually been seen, and I really like it. Same with the Obi-Wan movie. It's kind of like that 10-year gap is kind of not we're not really sure what's going on here because we know Rogue One comes before Episode 4, but between there and the end of 3, it's kind of like all right, lots
Yeah.
going on here. We've got Fallen Order maybe, but like
Rebels
that
takes
doesn't
place
really
like just before episode. I'm not sure exactly how long before episode 4 that takes place, but it's like a couple years before episode 4.
right. So like there's still a lot going on, and he's not really super like into it to a lot of other main characters other than
Mm-hmm.
obviously Darth Vader, but like it doesn't really mix in, so we're not sure what's going on,
Oh yeah.
like big picture.
Also,
So I think this is cool.
both this Bad Batch show, and I think there's a rumor that the Obi-Wan show will also have this, is a very good, like, point to show what happened to Cody after episode 3. Like, because we know that he
Mm.
turned evil, and there's a rumor that he's going to show up in Obi-Wan if he also shows up in the Bad Batch. Like, that's, like, again, like this clone that we followed for years,
Years.
and he's now the bad guy, and like he's like potentially, like, I could even see him being like the main antagonist of like a whole season of Bad Batch. It's like a
Oh
major arc of
shit.
that show.
And then they send out like Waxer and Boyle to go
They
after
died.
them, and it's like, no, wait,
Waxer
no,
died.
brother. Oh, he did. Oh, that is right.
Yeah,
I forget, dude. A lot of clones get wasted. I
Boyle
always
probably
forget.
did too. Like, there's so many.
At this point, everyone's probably died. Like, pretty much all the 501st died. Well, half of them anyway. Like, all the ones we knew.
Yeah, but
Like,
like, I'm pretty sure there's at least a couple of named ones that didn't actually
looking
fight like Jesse
around.
did.
This is gonna be
Wolf might
so
not have. I
weird.
don't know. Like, yeah, there's a lot that they could pull from to, like,
Yeah, no. I mean, any clone who didn't like on screen get wasted, you could probably throw in
yeah.
there. So,
Or like Inquisitors just coming out of nowhere going after the Bad Batch. Like, oh, like,
that would be pretty sick.
again, they could also show up in Obi-Wan, like seeing an older Ewan
Yes,
McGregor
I
take on
think.
Inquisitors.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness.
yeah, that I could definitely see happening. Some Inquisitors just kind of show up Like, oh man, this is so exciting. This is a great time to be
Yeah.
in Star
We could
Wars,
maybe
man.
get
Like,
closure on what happened to Ventress. Like, it just.
yeah. I know her and like Quinlan Voss or whatever. They have their storyline or whatever, but yeah, they kind of there was a lot that like extra Clone Wars stuff they kind of had that didn't get like fully fleshed out.
Yeah,
So
because I
maybe
know
they'll
there was
try
a
to
whole
like.
arc on Utapau that wasn't in season 7.
Hmm.
So there was the whole thing with Boba and Cad Bane that wasn't actually shown, which whatever. We didn't need to see it, but it would have been cool. Would have been cool. Whatever.
Cool, but yeah, things are looking up for Star Wars. That's for sure.
So yeah, like if as long as the Bad Batch aren't, as long as they like don't get more annoying than they were in season 7, and the scenario and characters surrounding them are great, I think it's going to be a good show.
Same.
So it's also been confirmed that that one episode of Mandalorian that did have Ahsoka in it, that is confirmed that was a backdoor pilot for the Ahsoka show. That's a spinoff of the Mandalorian series, which, again, just great.
Saw that coming. Yeah. I will say that I know Ahsoka's like my like top 2 or 3 favorite Star Wars character. I'm a little worried though, just because there could be some oversaturation of this character because
Yeah.
at this point she's in Clone Wars, Star Wars Rebels, now she's popped in the Mandalorian, and like I feel I'm a little worried just because I really like this character, and I feel like
Yeah.
there could be potential to ruin it, but I don't think they will. But I am slightly worried about it.
If she doesn't show up anymore in the Mandalorian and sticks just to her show, I think that's fine.
Yeah.
But if she like becomes a mainstay in the Mandalorian and then also has her own show and also shows up in the Bad Batch and then like it could be a lot.
Yeah, that's kind of my thinking too. Like, I feel like if she's gonna show up somewhere, I think she needs to stay in that one place. So if she has her own show, I think we need to like see less of her in other places because like it was cool when like she was only a Star Wars clone in the Clone Wars. Then she pops up in Rebels and is kind of like a main to side character. That was cool. But it's like okay, well she's here and then Clone Wars comes back and she's in here and she's also getting her own show. It's like whoa,
We'll see. Yeah,
just chill just a little bit. I know she's like the ultimate like character everyone loves now, and they want to exploit that because she is also female and like stuff. But like also chill.
but I know we haven't like really talked about this season of Mandalorian much. We'll saving that for I guess next week or whatever, like the next.
Yeah.
Because
But now it's on Friday, right?
It ends this Friday, yeah.
Yeah.
So the next time we'll probably do like a bigger Mandalorian spoiler fest of season 2 of that. But
Sounds awesome.
but like having Grand Admiral Thrawn in live action be like the main antagonist of Ahsoka's show sounds so cool.
What if they do a thing where like that episode, like the episode we like, like we see with her with Mando isn't like the where it starts. What if it's like it's starting and then that's kind of like in her middle of the season is where that took place, and then she's like on Thrawn. Like that, I don't know. That's something I feel like doesn't happen as much. That'd be kind of interesting to see.
Oh yeah, because there's a pretty good number of years between the end of Rebels and the Mandalorian they could use, and then after that, like it. Yeah, like just so many possibilities for Star Wars stuff going forward. Anyone who complains that we're getting an oversaturation of Star Wars stuff, like, it's not like we're just getting one character or one setting. Like we're following characters we know, new characters, brand new scenarios that we wanted to see from Legends that's now canonized. Like it's great.
We're going everywhere.
Yeah. So there was another Mandalorian spin-off show announced called Rangers of the New Republic. I have no idea what this is.
I guess it's like, well, isn't? Yeah, I have no idea. No, I was thinking, well, wait, nope, that's not what it is.
All we know is that Favreau and Filoni are attached to this and Ahsoka, so yeah.
I guess we'll find out. I don't know. Like, This could be one of those things where we just kind of find out and we're like, oh, this is great, cool. Like, you
It'll
know,
probably be a thing where like once we hear the casting, it'll be like, oh, it will be following that character. Like
okay,
maybe, but
I hope so.
I can't think of a character, at least as far as like the Mandalorian show right now. I can't think of one character that could be the Ranger of the New Republic. Maybe Bill Burr's character from the most recent episode. He just kind of walk if he was let go and just kind of
Just wandered, but I mean, maybe
he had like a change of heart during that episode. So I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
But that's like again like if Filoni's attached to a Star Wars project, I'm gonna watch it.
Right.
I didn't even like Rebels, but I still watched a lot of it.
I trust Filoni with everything Star Wars. So
and honestly, the main reason why I didn't love Rebels was because of the kind of weirder art style. I feel like because the Bad Batch looks, like just like the end of season 7, just more of that, and the Mandalorian is just gonna be real people, but still looking like Mandalorian. So I'm probably gonna be good.
Yeah.
Where are we? So, it's been confirmed that a Lando show is in the works.
Woo!
Yeah. I assume it's going to star Donald Glover, but I don't know if that's been confirmed, but if it is, great.
That would be awesome. He was my favorite part of Solo by a large margin, so yeah. I'm all for that.
I hope it's not the weird thing they teased at the very end of episode 9 where Orlando sits next to that one girl and he was like, geez. Who are you? And she was like, I don't know who my parents are, and Lando was like, let's find out. And then
please no.
I feel like a deleted scene happened somewhere that we didn't see, or that was intentionally an awkward setup for a show that should be coming at some point, but because Billy D. Williams is 80 something, I just don't see it happening.
That's what I was thinking. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love me some Billy D, but don't get me wrong, I think him having a show starting from there might not be the best move, personally.
Yeah. Plus, it's obvious that Lando is her dad anyway, so why not just I don't know. Whatever. Maybe we'll see her birth in this Lando show. I don't know. Whatever.
Who knows? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't care. Just Don Glover, Lando Calrissian show, set.
That would be awesome.
Before and or during and or a little after episode 4. Sure.
Oh man, there's so much Star Wars coming.
Yeah. Honestly, this next one might be the announcement of the entire thing that I am the most, maybe not excited about, but the most intrigued by. Star Wars: The Acolyte. It's a show set at the end of the High Republic that shows the rise of the Sith that then ended the High Republic era.
This definitely has the most potential in my mind.
Yes. Because from what I gather, the High Republic is essentially this 400-year time span of the Republic where, after the Old Republic, the Sith Wars of the Old Republic happened, the Jedi and Republic thought they had killed the last of the Sith, so the High Republic was just kind of the Jedi in their prime, just kind of, basically being the police force of the galaxy, just, taking out random pirates and whatnot, just kind of across the galaxy. And then this show will be a new dark Force user coming out of nowhere and just wrecking stuff, and that sounds great.
Yeah, and this could be good, and it's from a perspective more of the Sith, which we don't really get that much of, and I think honestly, not that we're all of a sudden always rooting for the bad guys, but the bad guys have always been kind of awesome in Star Wars.
Yeah.
So this is the time.
And this, if the timeline works out, this could potentially be it might not be Darth Plagueis, but it could be the guy who then like trains Darth Plagueis if that timeline works out
Mm,
right.
maybe, yeah, and that could lead right up into the beginning of the prequels.
Yeah, because I mean, yeah, that just I think regardless,
Perfect.
just like more Sith in canon. Love it.
100% on
Mhm.
board.
The first and only real movie that they talked about, aside from teasing that the Taika Waititi movies are still happening, they didn't talk about any other movies outside of that and a Patty Jenkins directed Rogue Squadron movie.
Mm,
Uh,
Patty Jenkins, good,
yes,
good move, good move.
and the trailer for this movie, it was just like Patty Jenkins talking about how her father was a pilot, and she's wanted to honor his legacy in any way she can. She's trying to find that perfect story to like really be like a fighter, a like pilot war movie, but she couldn't like figure out the right story to tell. And she was like, I finally found one, put on the squadron helmet and like walked off. Like that's so you can just feel the passion coming out of her for this project, and like that's what we need in Star Wars right now. Movies of people that actually care about this franchise.
Right? And passionate, do it, and are dedicated to doing it right and doing what the fans want to see, and not just whatever. It's like, come on, like the fans are very vocal and adamant about what they are and are not for, and
Mm,
I think listening is the best thing Star Wars has ever needed to do. Just like, what
yeah.
do you guys want? I mean, that's what Filoni's been doing. He's just
Mm,
like, all right, well, and more than that, he obviously still like he knows all of it. He has the knowledge and stuff. And I think Patty Jenkins, especially like seeing how she's been able to write, like Wonder Woman and stuff like that, it's like, all right, here, you've been successful, do this, and we'll see what you can do. And she's like,
yeah.
all right, well, how do I do this best? What the fans want. The fans are like, I could go for that. And she's like, let's do it.
It is kind of funny that this would make really the second of really only three spin-off anthology movies that we've gotten so far, and of those three, two of them are Rogue something.
Mm-hmm.
I just find that a little weird, even though Rogue One won't. I don't think will tie into Rogue Squadron at all. I just find that
Probably not.
I just find that a little, I don't know, a little weird. But again, it's gonna be great.
It's like, I'm all for it. We'll see what happens.
Mm-hmm. So this next one, Star Wars Visions, is a collection of anime shorts based on Star Wars stuff,
Mm-hmm.
created by they said several different Japanese animation studios, which like I hear that and I'm just thinking of all the different, all the different anime studios and like all the different just like styles of anime and like just in my head being
Possibility.
like yes. Like anime Star Wars is something I didn't think I mean obviously I'm always like I'm not gonna say no to it but never like asked for it. you know
Mm-hmm.
so
Yeah, and I like this idea because and they did something a while back. I don't know if you remember like the Batman Gotham Knight movies, but they
yeah,
did this where there was like different Batman and like different art styles and
yeah,
stuff, and like how those that were like contrast, but
that
also
was
did it
cool.
very well. And I really like this idea because Star Wars, there's so much possibility with all these different aliens, different weapons, different ships, everything,
Mm-hmm.
and like having different art styles kind of just take their spin on it. There's just the potential for just beautiful stuff is just everywhere. It's just oozing out of it. And like that along with just like and I don't know if you've seen like the I don't remember exactly what they're it's like the Galaxy Adventures like
Yeah,
shorts.
those are
Those are
good.
right? That's what
those
I was saying. Like I thought they were like, oh, this is kids, but like I saw the one with like Anakin. Oh, it was like so. I was like into it. I was like, oh my god!
like
Like They're really good.
The Count Dooku versus Yoda fight in episode 2 is so lame. Like as a kid, I adored it because it was flashy and trying to
Right.
look cool. But as an adult, I'm like, this is so dumb. It's just Christopher Lee stunt double just waving his lightsaber around and then painting Yoda over it. But like that animation had like Yoda actually like smiling and like using the Force, Dooku like shooting lightning at him dodging, like actually, like Yoda being like super confident throughout that entire fight and actually like using his size to an advantage, like was actually really cool. Even if it was like 30 seconds, that's still really cool. I want more of that.
Yeah.
Or that one where it's Vader invading Hoth and he just like forces the entire wall and explodes. Like
Just wrecks the whole thing. Like, it's beautiful.
yes, so like there's several different anime studios who like I know could just destroy Star Wars stuff. Like it just oh my goodness.
It's super exciting because, like, yeah, like I said, the potential is there. It's everywhere. Like, they could really just go crazy with this, and it's really exciting because, again, anime is awesome. The anime, and we talk about all the time how animation can like show some things better than live action can, and in this case, it's like, yeah, I mean, let's see what we can do. Like,
Yeah, like I think the Clone Wars as a medium is better told. Like I think Clone Wars is better told in the animation medium, period. But I think there's stuff that 2D animation like anime and that Galaxy cartoon can do better than CG can. Because I've always felt even in the most recent Clone Wars season, I felt like there was still just like a little bit of just in general. I feel like CG you can't do quite as much with characters and scenarios and stuff, especially choreography, that you can with 2D. Just like squash and stretch, just like the way they like flip or just jump around. You kind of can suspend your disbelief a little more when it comes to 2D than 3D. So having like I could just imagine like an anime sword fight but with lightsabers. Like that's
mm-hmm.
like some like there's like a compilation on YouTube that like it's one of those. I have like several videos that I go back and watch like at least like once a month. There's this like 10-minute compilation of like all the best anime sword fights, and like it's just imagine that but lightsabers.
With Star Wars and lightsabers and the Force and like, oh man, like, dude, what a time.
Yeah, and then any one of these shorts, I assume they're gonna be like 10 minutes or less. Any one of these shorts could easily work as a backdoor pilot for that studio's anime Star Wars show if they wanted to continue doing Star Wars stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
I think has potential to be even cooler. Like, oh my goodness. Okay. That's.
Like, there's so much going on.
I saved the kind of weakest two for last, just because that's just kind of how I wrote them down. Whatever. Cassian Andor still getting his own show.
Mm-hmm.
Sure. Why not?
Like, all right. I mean, I feel like it's gonna be a bit overshadowed by which everything is going on right now. But I mean,
Yeah,
at the
especially
same
since it's
time,
coming out like 6 years after Rogue One did.
yeah,
People didn't even love his character in that movie. So.
yeah. And this is probably just me, but I just remember like not knowing everyone's names, and I kind of was like, well, maybe that's part of like the message. It's about what they did, but like maybe that's just me not remembering names. But
No,
like,
you're right. But that only works if you don't give one of them their own show. Which
right. So now I kind of just
yeah,
well, that kind of backfired on me. So
whatever.
we'll see. But I, yeah, never mind. Never, not a huge idea for me personally, but I mean, I'll take it. We'll see.
Yeah. And then the last one is Star Wars: A Droid Story, There's going to be a little 2D animated show with R2D2 and 3PO just hanging out. Gonna be cute. Why not?
Cool. I mean, not maybe not for me, but I mean, someone will like it
Yeah.
probably. Imagine like you're getting passed out all these great shows. I'm like, all right, you got the R2 and C3PO show, and you're just like, wait, what? Like, I know I was late to the meeting, but guys, come on, like,
can I at least work on Andor? That at least says, but no, okay.
no, I mean, can I just get a part? No, just
like
my
a
gosh.
writing
Can I at
credit
least-
on the Ahsoka? No, dang it.
Can I just be? I can't even be like a consultant on. Okay,
Not
all
just
right,
like an extra
fine,
in
I'll
the
take it.
background of season 3 Mandalorian. No, you okay?
Like, oh, I don't have to touch. I won't even touch anything. I swear. Like, I just want to know my name on it. Oh my gosh. I mean, I don't know, but I feel like that would personally just be like, oh man, that sucks. But I
Yeah.
mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, it's gonna be cute. I think have a chance for Anthony Daniels to come back and play 3PO again. Like, why not? You know.
Yeah.
So yeah, is there anything else but any of these Star Wars movies and shows that you want to talk about before I move on?
Not really. I mean, there's so much going on. I'm still wrapping my brain around because I got to the point where I just stopped checking because it was
Yeah.
like, what is going on?
Part of me is a little surprised we didn't get a Darth Maul show.
That is true.
I wouldn't
want that
necessarily
more than
want it.
Andor.
I wouldn't necessarily want it, but I'm kind of surprised we didn't get it.
Well,
He's gonna show
I
up in
mean,
Obi-Wan. Wow. Yeah.
that's what I was thinking. Like maybe they were saving him for like showing up in something first, you know?
Yeah.
So
He even potentially could show up in Bad Batch. Yeah.
this is true.
Why not?
I mean, they made it work. I remember when they first were like bringing Darth Maul back, and I was like, no, that's dumb. Why he's dead? Leave him go. And then I was like, oh, did it way better than I thought it was gonna do. Okay, never mind.
Like, he actually has a personality. He kind of has that weird, crazy yet calculating Sith to like persona to him that I like. And like, yeah, I like it. I didn't like his brother all that much, but he's voiced by Clancy Brown, so I'll take it.
Yeah, yeah.
So, moving on to Marvel stuff. We got just as much or even more Marvel stuff to talk about. Probably the thing that like I was always excited for this project, but I think the one that shined the most?
Shined, I think.
Shined the brightest out of all of these, to me personally, is the What If show. That trailer just blew my mind.
They were doing a lot too. Like you had to be ready. Like there was a lot you weren't ready for in that. It was really good.
T'Challa being Star-Lord. Oh no, I'm forgetting your name. Peggy Carter being Captain America with Steve Rogers being in an Iron Man suit. Like, why not?
Like what? Or no, even oh my gosh.
Doctor Strange fighting an evil Doctor Strange.
Yeah. Freaking zombies, man. You knew it was coming. And I was like, they're going to do it. They did it. Oh, they did it. Like, oh, that's what I was so like. Oh, man. I was like, here we go.
Like, and
so much.
And having the Watcher. I loved how something about the framing of this commercial felt so right to me, where essentially commercial trailer whatever felt so right to me, where the Watcher is essentially talking to the viewer of the trailer, being like, you know, here, like, you've seen one world that these characters exist in, why don't you see all the others? And like you just kind of like list off all these possibilities of stuff you're gonna see, and then be like you should always stop and think. And then the like logo of like what if, like that's just so cool.
It's really smart, and like it's so fun, dude.
Like
because
having the Watcher like take the like as the show's going, like have him like take you on this journey between different dimensions, and just like showing just it's kind of like almost like Twilight Zone-esque of like him talking. Like I don't know, I love it.
Kind of, yeah. Now that you say that, it's just really cool, and that has always been like the Watcher's thing. It's kind of more so like to you whoever the viewer of either the game or movie or whatever, and then it's like, it's just gonna be so good.
Yeah, it is. Oh man, it would have been so cool to canonize the theory that Stan Lee was the Watcher the whole time.
Ooh,
It would have been so cool to have. Ah, that would have been cool. Whatever.
That would have been awesome.
That'd be him talking to you and his Stanley. Oh, whatever. Because he narrates, and on the PS1 there was a trilogy of Spider-Man games that were connected to the movies. Like he narrated those, and like that was awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it was interesting because I actually had those games, one of them on PS or PS1, and it was Stan Lee was narrating, but the Watcher was also in it as
really?
a separate character. It was really interesting because like there was like you beat the game and you would play it again, and it was like I'm the Watcher. You already know how this game's going to go, but let's see if you can find differences this time. And like then it would be like different villains show up in random places. You're like, wait, what? The Fantastic Four? When did you get here? Like.
That's neat.
It was like for a PlayStation 1 game. That game was sick. I remember. But anyway, no, that idea is I don't know. I always thought that was gonna be a good idea because it makes the most sense. Because of course it's Stan Lee. Like,
yeah,
it's just super cool.
But whatever. Like, I'm sure whoever they got to play the Watcher is gonna do great.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be sick. I mean, every time I watch this trailer, it's just kind of like, bro, this is crazy. Like, there's so much going on. Like, all these storylines you can talk about for like an hour. It's just like, this is ridiculous. How do they do it like that? And it's just like, oh, here we go.
Yeah, so I think that's coming in sometime next year. It's going to be great. We finally got a first trailer for the Loki show.
Yes.
It's good. It's good.
No, I will say that. Honestly, that trailer like put that one over the edge for me because that thing looked really good. I mean, really good. Like I don't know. It's been a while since we've seen Tom Hiddleston too.
Yeah.
And so it's just like he is back.
And it's
like,
the same Loki from the Avengers Endgame timeline where he took the Tesseract and teleported away. Like that's,
right. It's just
so good.
Yeah, and he's just like, what's going on? There's all this.
And like him messing with like just him essentially being the cause of like a bunch of different like unexplained mysteries throughout time. Like it's actually him doing it. Like that's so low-key. I love it.
Right. I mean, it lives up to the name mischief. It's just like it's great. And I like the scene where they're like going back in his memories. He's just like, oh my god, freaking event. Like like, oh, like this is such a good idea.
Like and Owen Wilson is great in everything he's in. It's like I'm not much of a talker. It's like you're also a liar because you love to talk. Like yeah.
Boom.
That's yeah. Like Loki was probably the show I was maybe not least excited for, but it wasn't like in my top tier list of shows I was super excited for when it comes to Marvel. Just I feel like we've seen a lot of Loki. I wasn't really sure what all they would do with it to make him that interesting to have his own, to like have him be the main character. I wasn't sure if I would love it, but after this trailer, like I'm into it, very into it.
I'm so on board, and you know they were gonna do it well because I mean Tom Hiddleston just does Loki very well. The writing you have faith in, and I love how it was such a simple backdoor pop. It was like 2 minutes he was on screen pretty much.
Yeah.
That's all you needed.
Like that's how you do a setup for a show correctly, unlike in Rise of Skywalker. Like it was something that happened in the movie that you wanted to happen anyway. Like if this scenario where they went back to the first Avengers movie, but it went wrong, and Loki got the Tesseract again, like you would want to see him like just teleport away. Like that just felt so natural in the flow of the movie, and then it actually matters in his own show. Like I think that's very good.
So cool.
Yeah. So we also got a new trailer for the Falcon and Winter Soldier show. Again, great.
We love the actors. We love what they're doing. I like this dynamic. I think it's gonna be. I will admit there was a little. I was expecting a little more banter between them. They got a little bit at the end, but I was expecting a little more banter.
I mean, I think it was one of those things where they wanted to showcase more stuff, like more action, more characters, and then just fill you one bit of banter and then leave you with that, as opposed to having that be the entire trailer. But
yeah,
that'll
true.
be.
And
there'll be a lot of that. There'll be a lot of that.
Yeah, no, and you know it's coming. I think that is true too. Like, you know it's coming because I mean, come on, it's them. Like,
yeah,
we know, and every movie they've been in is cool. I also really like the new Falcon suit. Like the new wings, look so good,
so sleek, like very comic accurate while still being the metal wings. Like it's just
right. Like actually practical, not like whatever they in the comics look like feathers, like for real, but like still have the really like nice look. It looks clean. It looks sick, bro. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, it looks pretty sick. Like,
oh yeah,
it looks good. They got it. This is gonna be fun.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm excited.
It's coming in March, so don't have long to wait.
Oh my gosh. Coming in March, dude. Like,
yep, we got WandaVision coming in January. That coming in March. I think Loki is later next year. Like,
there's so much happening. I'm not ready.
Like Disney Plus,
all.
like that. It just.
If you didn't think Disney Plus was worth only $8 a month, then, I mean, come on.
Yeah, like I was gonna bring this up later, but they did. They did announce that they were increasing the Disney Plus price by $1.
Okay.
So when I initially heard the announcement, I just heard that the price was gonna be increasing. I'm like, oh man, from $6.99 to $7.99. I'm like, well, yeah, okay.
Yeah, like I can do that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Netflix is like going to 13, I think. I think they're going up again. Just kind of like, bro.
HBO Max is 14.
Yes, step your game up,
14
man.
or 15. Hulu base Hulu was 10, I think.
Yeah.
Like,
and then
$8.
I think HBO Max is like 12 something.
It's either 12 or it's either 12, 14, or 15.
HBO Max is
$14.99.
$14.99. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Almost half what HBO Max is.
Right. Dude, admittedly, Disney Plus, like we talked about, Disney Plus still needs to fix their like player and their like just the whole system. It's still really clunky and really sucks. But when you know what you want to watch, you know what you want to watch. It's very, dude. I thought there was gonna be like a show hole with Mandalorian ending next week, dude. Sit tight, it's all coming.
There's a couple weeks before WandaVision, and then when that ends, probably that'll be ending by the end of February, and then Falcon Winter Soldier right after that.
Right after, and then at that point, maybe things will be opening back up, and then we can go see Black Widow. I mean, who knows?
We'll
I
see.
mean, I think that's the plan. Honestly, that's probably what they're thinking. Because again, that movie's was gonna make $1 billion, but if it's the first movie back after COVID, that's easy $2 billion, man.
Oh yeah.
Scarlet.
Assuming it can be done safely, like easy.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
But like, if so. What a time. Yeah. 2020 had to suck so 2021 could be
Sure.
I believe it. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, this is awesome.
So furthering this train of shows that I wasn't super excited about, with me now being very excited for, it's been confirmed that both Professor Hulk and the Abomination are going to show up in the She-Hulk show.
Mm-hmm.
If we can just also get Red Hulk in there. We already have Thunderbolt Ross. Like, just make him Red Hulk. Just because.
Just do it. You just do it. It's easy. You can do it. Like, yeah, I think that's going to be really interesting. And also, like, the Hulk always is like, in this universe, the Hulk's always kind of been like a good, like, complementary character. But I think this would kind of help kind of get it to like this is a mainstay. This is someone like I can just watch and like
Mm.
and I hopefully it explains Professor Hulk some
Yeah.
because again, like it wasn't a huge bother to me, but it's still kind of like all right, you can't just be like oh we're good now. Like that was all kind of a decent sized plot point in the last
Yeah.
movie, so I'm hoping they get something. Maybe they have to explain it to the other people, the other people, but who knows? We'll see.
Yeah, and also I think She-Hulk, it won't be the same, but I think at least enough people will be able to accept if important stuff from Hulk comics happens in the She-Hulk show. I like as long as Professor Hulk is also around, I think I think that's fine. I think that's I think that's good. Like if Red Hulk does show up, but it's actually like if She Hulk fights him, I think people will be able to like be fine with that.
Yeah, but still, I mean, there's a lot of stuff happening. We're not even to all of it yet.
Mm. But
Oh,
like since Thunderbolt Ross did come back in 2016 Civil War after not being in a movie for 8 years, like yeah,
mm-hmm.
why not bring Abomination back? Like he didn't actually
Yeah.
die, so like why not just bring him back?
I mean, they probably. I mean, yeah, they knew they were doing this. I mean,
Mm.
but still, so cool.
Mm. Um, we're getting a Guardian of the Galaxy holiday special.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't that just seem like right for
Yeah,
some reason?
like
Like,
it's
doesn't
gonna
it?
be so. I think it has potential to be pretty funny. Of like what's his name? Like Star Lord, like mentioning something about Christmas to the team, and no one, because none of them are humans. They
Right.
don't know what Christmas is. He'd be like, you guys don't know about Christmas, and they're like, no. So then he has to like try to explain stuff, kind of similar to Sandy and that one on the SpongeBob special.
He's like, so you're telling, like, I can just imagine it all of a sudden. He's like, so you're saying a stranger breaks into your house, leaves gifts, and then you never see it. He's like, well, when you say it like that, it sounds like a bad thing. Like, or it's
Yeah.
like something, I don't know. Like,
And Drax just being confused about like everything, and and then all of them making Groot a Christmas tree. Like, oh my goodness.
oh my gosh. There's an idea.
uh,
There's an idea. I didn't even
with
think about that. That's
ornaments
smart.
hanging out.
That
Oh
would
my
be
goodness.
smart. Oh, now if they don't do that, I want to see that.
I think that's gonna be the poster. Like that has to be like the
Road
poster
as a
for it.
Christmas tree.
Mhm.
Sounds amazing.
Like yeah, they're filming Guardians at some point. I think either next year or early 2022. This holiday special is coming out late 2022 with Guardians 3 coming out 2023. So
Nice.
yeah, like we waited,
Nice.
this long for Guardians 3. It's gonna be more an anthology movie anyway. It was just kind of like doing its own thing. Plus, they're gonna be in whole. They're gonna be in at least a little bit of Thor 4 anyway. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think it'll be fine. Um, a secret invasion show has officially been confirmed. Which
We're doing it.
that's like I know it was rumored a while back that Nick Fury is getting his own show. This is essentially going to be the Nick Fury show,
Yeah.
which I think is good.
I think it's a little interesting we're not getting a Secret Invasion movie so much a show. Not that I'm complaining, but I thought that was going to be like a movie plot point, personally. But
Yeah, like I think it could be a thing where secret invasion because correct me if I'm wrong, is secret invasion and secret wars two different things?
personally, I don't know. I should know with
Okay.
my nerd title, but it might be like the whole Infinity War, Infinity Gauntlet thing.
Okay, it's like one leads into the other, maybe.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Let me check.
Okay, because
Oh, no, they're entirely different events,
really,
apparently, according to MarvelBlog.com.
okay,
Okay, so who knows? I have no idea, personally. We'll find out.
whatever. Yeah. Like, regardless, actually having those scrolls be at least antagonistic, having Nick Fury have to actually deal with them, having Ben Mendelsohn come back and be like, the one subsect of scrolls that are actually at least neutral, having to help Nick Fury deal with the bad ones. Like, I think that's like a kind of decent way to bring the Skrulls back into a plot, back into the greater MCU, actually as antagonists without it seeming weird. Because one of my bigger issues with Captain Marvel is these kind of pivotal antagonists that potentially could be, a big deal going forward in the Marvel universe seem to be good. Having this show come out in 2022 as kind of a jumping off point for like anyone in the MCU could be a Skrull at this point. Like, this is what you want. Like, we're good. Like, I think that's good.
This is gonna be wild.
Yeah.
Okay. Also, update on the whole Secret War. Okay, so Secret War is an entirely new thing. I remember. I don't know if you've seen the '90s Spider-Man cartoon.
I have not.
But there's a thing at the end where basically the Beyonder or whatever, he like takes a bunch of heroes and has them put on some like distant planet against a bunch of villains to see what happens. So that's Secret Wars, and Secret Invasion is obviously the whole Skrull thing.
Okay.
So
because
there's a comic book lesson for the day.
Secret Wars is where Spider-Man gets his black suit the first time, right?
Yes.
Okay. At least that's he like has it during that arc in the comics. Okay. So, yeah, having a Secret Invasion show won't... It, like, Skrulls, it is a big deal, but I think it's something that could work. I think something like this, given more time than just a 2.5-hour movie, I think potentially could be better for it.
I agree.
Yeah. Yeah, Nick Fury getting his own show, although Sam Jackson will be like 75 by the time that show comes out. Whatever.
Nah, he can do it. He can do it.
They'll de-age him.
Yeah.
It's fine. We also have confirmation that an Ironheart show is happening. Like, continuing the legacy of Iron Man. Great.
Go for it.
Yeah. Kind of on that, Armor Wars is a thing that's happening. It's essentially going to be the War Machine show. I know in the comics, Armor Wars is an arc in the comics where Iron Man's technology was essentially like was taken by, or at least like co-opted by this antagonistic force, and that antagonistic force like sold it to a bunch of different countries, a bunch of different bad guys. So like everyone on the planet was just using Iron Man suits and Stark Industries technology that he like. So he had to just like systematically go around the planet and like destroying factories, taking out other Iron people, and like it's pretty cool. So having Rhodey, oh my god, it's like I think this idea works even better if Iron Man's already dead and like Rhodey has to like try to figure out how to essentially fill his shoes while his stuff was like taken under his nose. Maybe get Ironheart in there.
Yeah, just to kind of have get the idea. Yeah. This is going to be interesting. Yeah. Dude, there's so much going on.
And I think there's a rumor that Justin Hammer is going to come back for this. Who's like, the one good part of Iron Man 2. Like, yeah, that makes complete sense. He's already kind of doing that in Iron Man 2, so why not?
If it ain't broke, right?
Yeah. Like that. Like we all wanted a War Machine show. So having Armor Wars be his show, I think is great.
Good move.
The last show is a little show called I Am Groot. It's a little, just a little shorts with Groot doing stuff. Why not?
Exactly what you think it is.
Yeah, it's gonna be cute. Just like the Star Wars droid story. It's gonna be cute.
Yeah. Well, yeah, a little bit better, but yeah.
Yeah. So, on to the movies that were announced. First, they confirmed that Black Panther, they will not be recasting T'Challa, which is the right play.
Huge move. I love it.
I just need to see how exactly they'll do it in the movie itself, like how they'll actually explain whoever becomes Black Panther next becoming Black Panther, especially since the last of the Purple Flowers was eaten in Black Panther. So they'll, I guess Shuri could synthesize one or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking either that or maybe she just has to rely on more. Because I think in the comics, she kind of her Black Panther is more based on like technology and stuff, so that would make more sense
Yeah,
if like it's kind of her personal realm. I don't know.
I
I don't
feel like
want it to be
that's
like too
kind of
Iron Man-y,
stepping
but
on
who knows?
Ironheart's shoes a little bit.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. I don't
I
know.
don't know.
This is
Yeah.
kind of sticky how they're gonna do this.
I've always had the theory that Killmonger, when they buried Killmonger, like out of the ground where he was buried would like sprout another Purple Heart. Uh,
Whoa,
I think that makes complete sense.
whoa! There's an idea.
Like he didn't like have a change of heart, but like they kind of came to like
Kind of understanding
yeah,
at
kind
the
of
end.
understanding of each other. So just like the universe kind of rewarding that and like allowing the Black Panther to continue after
Interesting.
Killmonger's legacy or whatever. Like I think that could be thematically pretty interesting. I
Okay.
don't know if they'll actually do it, but I think that could be cool. But either way,
Okay.
even if it is technology or however Shuri or whoever gets to be Black Panther, I think they'll do it very respectfully and gracefully enough.
Yeah.
Next up, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumanium is the name of Ant-Man 3.
It's gonna be wild.
Kang the
I like how they
Conqueror's
kept Ant Man and the Wasp though.
yeah, me too. Yeah. Because she's calling it Ant-Man 3 after Ant-Man and the Wasp was the name of the last movie. Felt a
Right. It would
little
kind of
cheap.
just feel kind of corny, and it could potentially be like, you know what? Maybe we can make a fourth because it won't be weird or something.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, Kang the Conqueror coming in to like, yeah, to mess with time and stuff. Like, I, I still think that some people aren't exactly happy of Kang the Conqueror, who apparently has potential to be like not the next Thanos, but the next like phase villain.
Hmm.
I think this could be a Loki situation where he shows up in this movie and then they don't kill him, but he just kind of sticks
Stays
around
around.
and does more stuff in future movies and like he's almost definitely gonna show up in the Loki show. Like that show, you messes with time. Like he's gonna be at least teased in that show somewhere. Like
Right.
I think that makes complete sense. So yeah, I don't love either of the Ant Man movies. They're both like C, maybe even D tier, as far as like Marvel movies. Like Ant Man the Wasp is not great at all.
I mean, I would. Maybe not D tier, but like, yeah, they're average. They're like good
Low C,
enough that
like
I'd
C
watch
minus
it.
tier. Like
C minus.
I
I feel it though.
I really couldn't justify putting either of them much higher than C. Like they're
Fair
fine,
enough.
but
Fair enough.
but this having Kang the Conqueror be the villain, I think, is a decent escalation for that franchise because before you had what's the name, the Yellow Jacket, which was just a better Ant Man, and Ghost, which wasn't even really a villain. Like I don't, or the government really was like the main antagonist of that one. Like I don't
The
know,
government's always the villain,
just
kids.
not
Don't
very
forget.
high. Just not very high stakes. Because like the stakes of the first Ant Man was bad guy is trying to take Pym particles and use them for Eve and like sell them for nefarious means. Like it's not that big a deal. I don't know. Like we've seen that already done in Iron Man and Iron Man 2. Like, but King the Conqueror showing up is actually a big deal. So I think potential to just on that alone be have a better setup.
Yeah.
And it's also confirmed that Miss Marvel will show up in the Captain Marvel movie, Captain Marvel 2. So that makes complete sense. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
like yeah, her show is gonna be out either I guess before Captain Marvel 2 comes out. So having Miss Marvel show up in Captain Marvel, like yeah, why not?
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah. Um,
How much do you think like Secret Wars and Captain Marvel 2, or not Secret Wars,
Ooh.
but Secret Invasion and Captain Marvel 2 is gonna like overlap, if at all? Do you think?
So I think, um, because the last time we saw Nick Fury, he was in space. I
Right.
think we'll follow up on that at the after credit scene of the Eternals,
Okay.
and then his show will be about him, I guess, coming back to Earth, or like doing. Hmm. It. It'll absolutely be influence. It'll absolutely influence Captain Marvel 2 in some capacity, but I think. I don't know. I think the villain will obviously be someone who's not a Skrull or Kree in Captain Marvel 2, since we already did that. But
Hmm.
I think you might have like a little seed of doubt for everybody in really any Marvel movie going forward. They might be a Skrull based on what happens in the Secret Invasion show.
Could could be anyone.
Yeah.
This is gonna be so cool to see.
And last but definitely not least, Fantastic Four is getting a
Yup.
movie directed by John
We're doing
Watts.
it.
We're doing it. We're
We're
doing it.
doing it.
Like,
We're doing it. They said they couldn't do it. Look at us. They said they couldn't be done.
look at us.
Look at us. Who would have thought? Not me.
Like,
Oh, but
there's
we,
some.
we've known this was a potential possibility for a while now. It's been a hot minute since the Fantastic Four have been in anything. It has been an even hotter minute since they have been relevant or anything good.
Good, yeah.
So,
The last time they were good was in like 2008 or 9 when there was this cartoon, like a Fantastic Four cartoon. It was like decent. It was a decent Marvel show in the mid 2000s. Like, I have it on DVD.
yeah.
Like, it was one of those things like it was like a weird stocking stuffer that we just kind of got for Christmas like a couple of years ago. I'm like, I'm not gonna say no to this. But like, why did you think I would like this? I do, but like, I never talk about Fantastic Four. This is cool.
I mean, hey, it's got Marvel slapped on it. It's worth a shot,
Yeah,
right?
and like, Doctor Doom was a pretty major antagonist. Like, Iron Man and Hulk show up periodically. Like, it's just like a
nice.
decent, like, lived-in universe where the Fantastic Four. There's not like an origin story episode. They just do Fantastic Four stuff. Like, it's just very solid. Yeah. So yeah, like some people don't love that John Watts is directing this because he made the Spider-Man movies, and those movies are bad. Homecoming is great. Far From Home is also pretty good. I really like them, even though they're not comic accurate. They're still very fun movies. That's all I care about when watching a Marvel movie.
This is true. This is true. And admittedly, that does deviate a bit from how it works. But if the thing about the Fantastic Four here is kind of like, all right, so other than like the real diehards, as long as you make it good, no one's gonna care if it's not super accurate.
Exactly.
Like, just make it good, because right now the Fantastic Four are like the laughing stock of superhero movies, at least on the Marvel spectrum.
Even though they have
you got to get on there.
pretty cool powers. Yeah,
They do, and they have a good story.
Yeah.
Like, you can make it work. And Doctor Doom's arguably one of the best villains in the Marvel universe as a whole.
Yeah.
So, like, you got to get him in there somewhere.
I would argue that since it is John Watts directing, and we haven't had a Green Goblin yet in his Spider-Man movies, I have a feeling Doctor Doom's not showing up in at least the first Fantastic Four movie. It's going to be some other lesser known yet still pretty popular Fantastic Four villain, just kind of doing stuff for the first one, and then maybe in the sequel we gotta get more heavy hitters.
Give it some time. Make sure this is good. Don't ruin Doctor Doom right off the bat.
Yeah.
It's too special of a. Make sure. Okay, let's make sure the Fantastic Four work as a whole, and then we can introduce them.
And
I think that's a
like
good
I said
idea.
before, there is still a pretty high possibility that Doctor Doom might show up, at least in some capacity, in Black Panther 2.
Yeah.
As like an ambassador from Latveria, or even just just whatever. Like,
continue the trend of Black Panther villains stealing the show.
exactly. So Yeah, like he'll
If
be,
it
he'll
ain't
be
broke.
in the MCU at some point. Like I said, we just need Fantastic Four to be good first, and then we'll worry about how to get him in there.
Get the details in later. Just make a solid movie.
Exactly. uh, so yeah, no Wolverine stuff, or sorry, no like X-Men stuff yet, but we'll get there. Fine.
Well, we're on it. We'll make it.
Yeah. I still have a pretty good feeling about Rogue showing up in Captain Marvel 2 and or Wolverine showing up at some point in the She-Hulk show.
Okay.
Um,
Kind of get that X-Men train rolling also.
yeah.
We don't have plenty of other stuff going on either. But yeah,
And we
it'd be
also had
awesome.
confirmation that Blade is going to come out before Captain Marvel 2, so we have potentially 6 Marvel movies in 2022.
This is making my head hurt.
Yep.
Like, I love it, but wow.
Yep. Potentially Thor, Doctor Strange, Guardian, sorry, not, like Thor, Doctor Strange, Ant-Man, Blade, Captain Marvel.
Black Panther 2 and
Black Panther 2, yeah. Yeah, those 6 potential. I feel like Ant-Man's going to get delayed, but
probably.
at least 5 in 2022 is a lot.
That's plenty. We will
Yeah.
be. Whew, they gotta move. I mean, they gotta space that out at least a little bit because I mean,
I'm
that's gonna
thinking
be
like
too much.
February, May, July, November, December,
That's
or February, maybe February, beginning of April, end of May, July, November, maybe.
I would say that might be too much, but then we're gonna be coming off of no movies for a while, so
Then again,
we'll make
Blade
it
would.
work.
If Blade's coming out before Captain Marvel 2, and Captain Marvel is going to be that November movie, Blade being like end of September, early October makes
October,
complete.
like ooh, like with the spooky Halloween kind of
Yes.
vibe. That would be a
Yeah.
good move. That would be a good move for them.
Mm.
Dude, Marvel's on top of it, man. They're loading up. They're like getting ready.
Uh-huh.
They're about to come out
And
swinging.
all of those are going to be like, if Ant-Man gets delayed, that's a knockout year for Marvel stuff. Like, oh my goodness.
Like it's over. Don't even show up. It's over
Mm.
already. Like he thought it was over in 2019. Just wait.
Yeah.
About to be over again.
So, moving on to just other Disney stuff. It's been confirmed that Raya the Last Dragon, which is the next Disney animated movie, is going to be releasing in theaters and on Disney Plus simultaneously.
Ah, okay.
They're testing the waters with
I
that deal.
see. I see. Okay. Now about this movie, I haven't heard much about this. Is this Raya the Dragon? Raya the Last Dragon?
Raya and the Last Dragon.
Okay. I haven't heard. Okay, this is animated, so that's not
Yes.
as big of a deal.
Yeah, it's by the same guys that made Moana and Frozen. It's just like the next,
Oh,
Disney
cool.
animated movie. The main character
Oh,
looks
cool.
a lot like Katara, a lot like
Whoa.
Waterbender.
Well, now that you said that, wait a minute. Dude, nah, she's got okay. I'm looking at a picture right now. She's got the Korra hairstyle doing it right now, like
Yep.
the side loopies with the ponytail, dude. Oh, that's gonna bother me a little bit. I mean, it looks like some of them are like that, and some of them are just long hair. But the long hair does look like season 3 Katara. But no, yeah, there's even a comparison. They're like, why is she Korra? It's like if Korra, Rey, and Katara
Yes.
all mixed together.
Yeah.
I don't.
Whatever.
I mean, we'll see. It's cool. I mean, it looks kind of cool
Yeah.
from what I'm seeing.
I would
but-
recommend watching the trailer that came out a couple of weeks ago. It was like
Okay.
end of October or something. I would recommend watching that trailer. The music in that trailer was very, very good. It just kind of
Really?
like made the general vibe of the trailer just feel really good. I don't have like it didn't tell you much about the movie itself. It was a kind of generic trailer for an animated movie, at least like a first look trailer, but the music was very solid.
Oh, dude. It's a ninja. Oh, dude, this could be good.
Yeah.
I like this. I like this.
Mhm.
Okay.
Uh,
Okay, cool. I'll add that to my watch list on Disney Plus. Do you know if it's going to be released for free, or do you know?
That,
Are they
that
gonna
wasn't
pull
that
a
wasn't
Mulan?
said. I have a feeling it's going to
Okay,
be
fair
kind
enough.
of like Onward, where they released it just for like a couple weeks after it came out in theaters on Disney Plus for free. Especially if Wonder Woman does well, especially if that's received well, then actually boosts HBO Max subscriptions. I think,
Maybe.
yeah,
But man, this is wild.
yeah. So that's like them dipping
This
their
is,
toe in the Disney Plus simul release
okay.
thing. If
Okay.
like that kind of makes me worried a little bit, but it worked. Like this is the kind of thing where like it worked for Scoob and Trolls, like having more
Hmm.
like animated like movies, more movies set like centered on like kids franchises and stuff. Having those on streaming first, I think that's harmless. I think that's fine. But once they put Black Widow on there, movies are done. Just movie theaters are done.
Yeah, no, it's over.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they will, but I really hope they don't. But at the same time, you gotta do what you gotta do. But we'll
Yeah.
see.
So I'm just gonna kind of rapid fire through these next ones. There's not like a lot to talk about, but there's still like things that happen. Zootopia Plus, a Disney Channel, a Disney Plus Zootopia show.
They called it Zootopia Plus.
Yes,
Okay.
I don't know why, but
Okay.
sure.
That's an interesting choice, but all right,
I
good for
assume it's
them.
gonna be more like anthology show set in the Zootopia world. Maybe Judy Hopps and the Fox will show up every now and again, but like I assume it's gonna be like just kind of little stories that take place in that universe.
Hmm.
I think.
I will admit, I really liked Zootopia when it
Oh yeah,
came out,
it's a
so
very
I'm okay
very
with
solid
it.
movie.
Yeah.
I didn't love Big Hero 6. I think as a superhero movie, it's kind of weak. But a show just called Baymax is happening.
Okay.
So, yeah, why not? I like Baymax, so yeah, sure. A show just called Moana. Yeah,
Wait, Moana's getting a show?
yeah.
Why don't they just make another Moana?
They got to push Disney Plus stuff.
But there's
So
already 40,000 shows.
not all at the same time, you know.
I know, but like, I feel like if you make a show about something, you can't make a movie. So it's
You're right.
like it just doesn't work. Like Frozen's got a sequel. Why isn't Moana getting a sequel?
I honestly feel like Frozen shouldn't have gotten a sequel. That movie is just okay.
Yeah, I will admit, Frozen 2 was more engaging to me than Frozen 1 because there
Really?
actually was like more going on than
Eh,
just singing.
That's fair. Yeah. Uh, so along with Moana, we also got a Tiana show happening.
Ah, as in Princess and the Frog,
Yep.
Tiana, I'm guessing.
Yep.
Okay, very
Clearly
cool.
only exists as a tie-in to the Splash Mountain remodel, but you know what? It's fine.
And yet, it's gonna be great.
Like the only reason they're fast-tracking the Splash Mountain remodel is to tie in with this show that's coming out, and vice versa. Like,
Yep. That's exactly what they're doing, and we know, like we know, and
like
we don't care.
I
Like,
guarantee if they hadn't realized they should probably remake Splash Mountain because the movie that it's based on has been banned in the U.S. for 40 years and it was kind of controversial at the time anyway. Like if they hadn't realized maybe we should make this a different thing and they decided to make it Princess and the Frog, I guarantee this show wouldn't have happened.
probably not,
but it is. So yeah.
but here we are.
Next, we got a Pixar spin-off show called Doug Days.
Doug Days, like
The dog
Doug?
from
Are we
Up.
talking about From Up?
The dog from Up. Yep.
Ah, okay, yeah. I was like, who's? I immediately thought the like cartoon. I was like, wait, no, they wouldn't do that. They don't. That's not even their property. But, no, I don't think it was a Nickelodeon show, so I don't think that's theirs.
It aired on two different networks.
Oh, shoot.
Season 1 aired on one thing, and season 2, I think it was Nickelodeon first, and then went to. It might technically be a Fox property.
Oh my God, it's on Disney Plus, bro. They have it.
It is?
Yes.
Oh my god!
How did this happen?
Oh my
I was
goodness.
like, there's no way, right? It's streaming streaming now.
It must have been sent to like Fox Kids or something, so they just, oh my goodness.
Oh my gosh, they took. Oh, dude,
How many?
they're
How many
taking
seasons?
over,
How
man.
many seasons are on there?
There are 7 seasons of this show.
Really?
That surprises me a lot. I did not think this. 177 episodes. Are you serious? Yeah.
25 episodes per season? Are you
Good
of
Lord.
Doug?
This show was a long
I didn't
show.
even think Hey Arnold ran that long. What is this?
Wow. Wow.
Are
This
they,
show
are they
went
15
from
minute, are they 15 minute
91.
episodes? Or
Huh?
are they 15-minute episodes or are they half hour?
I think they're 2 15-minute, but I still think it was like. I think they are like 15-minute each, but like still.
That's still, wow, okay.
This show went from 91 to 99. This show was a decade long, basically.
Wow.
Like, I vastly miscalculated how long this show was on the air. Good gracious.
Okay.
I did not see that coming.
So if they did want to make a
So we
show
learned
called Doug
something new
Days,
today.
they could do it based on those characters.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, gosh, maybe this isn't about the Doug. Maybe this is the Doug I was thinking. I'm like, no, there's no way. But is there?
Wow.
How? Wait, okay, hold on. Premiered on Nickelodeon in 91, 4 seasons on Nickelodeon, and then Nickelodeon declined the 5th season option, and then Disney.
Disney. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Disney picked it up for season 5 on ABC, and
ABC,
from there they kept the rights to this day.
Okay.
That's a Disney move right there.
Yep.
Pick it right up and keep on chugging, and then
Pick it up, have the rights to rerun older episodes too. Like that's such a good deal. Yeah.
Yep, and potentially make a reboot, which I hope they don't. But still,
Doug wasn't
they
great. It
could.
was fine. Yeah.
No, it wasn't. It was that show that was always on, and you were just like, eh.
The
But
theme
like,
song was
there was
catchy,
nothing else on Cartoon Network or anything. You would just start. You're like, okay, fine. But like, oh man. But yeah, 7. See, okay, so yeah, there's usually about 13 episodes a season, and each episode had like 2 segments. Some were like full hour or full 30 minutes. So
That
it was
checks
like
out.
25. It was like 25 segments, 26, 24, and then season 5. After that, seasons 5 and 6 were kind of, like it says 26 episodes, and then the next one says 8 for season 6, which that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
I don't know. Disney are probably just like, we'll do what we want. Who cares?
Yeah.
And they did.
Okay. Fair
But man, 107 episodes. Did not see that coming at all. Go ahead, Doug. Oh, 117. Excuse me.
17. Okay.
Jeez.
Okay. Sure.
All right.
Why not?
I learned that. That was so fun.
Okay.
The more you know.
But yeah, Doug Days is gonna be about the dog from Up. So
Okay.
It's gonna be cute.
Yeah.
Like whatever.
Sorry that got super off topic. I apologize.
Great. And last of the like Disney stuff, we're getting a Toy Story spinoff show just called Lightyear. It's a show that is about the guy who inspired the Buzz Lightyear toy. So
Is it Buzz Aldrin? Because I've heard that's where they got the name from.
like, yes,
Like the astronaut?
yes, like that's like where the people who made the movie got the name from. But in the the movie itself, there's apparently a guy named something Lightyear or maybe Lightyear's a nickname or something that they then made a toy off of.
Okay, but is this a real person or not?
It's not a
Is
real
this the
person.
person
It's
in
a
the
real
show?
person within the Toy Story universe that they
Okay.
based the Buzz Lightyear toy off of.
Okay, that makes more sense. Okay.
Yes.
I was confused. I was like, wait, so is he real or not? Like, is there a guy out there named Buzz Lightyear? I just never knew until this point. But like, okay, no, that makes
Yeah.
sense. It's like it's a toy based on a person in a fictional world, but the
Yes.
person is real in the fictional world.
Yes.
Got it.
And one little wrinkle to the story is that they're not getting Tim Allen to come back. Chris Evans is going to be voicing Lightyear,
Yeah, I saw that.
which
Which,
I think he could do a pretty decent voice match for him. Yeah.
yeah,
Or if not,
dude,
just whatever. He's good.
yeah, he can do it. He could do the two Infinity. I can hear it. It would be hard not to like hear the like Avengers theme in
Uh-huh.
the background when he says it though.
Uh-huh. It
Oh,
is a little not disappointing, but it is a little interesting seeing that they're specifically basing it off of some human being and not making essentially a CG reboot of the Buzz Lightyear Star Command show from like the early
yeah,
2000s.
that's what I was
Yeah.
thinking. Did you watch a lot of that
I
show?
watched like a couple episodes. Like I
Right?
remember it fondly like from my childhood, but I didn't like I haven't seen that many episodes, but I have seen enough to have it in my memory of existing.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm sure it's on Disney Plus. Um, yeah, that's could be cool. I don't know. So, last little bit of Disney investor meeting news. An Alien, like Ridley Scott Alien show is in the works. So, Xenomorphs,
Really?
great. So why not?
Didn't see it coming, but I will take it. All
Yeah.
right.
And then, uh, lastly, Indiana Jones 5 has been confirmed, starring Harrison Ford, coming out in 2022.
They're doing another one.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Disney
mean,
Disney hasn't done anything with this franchise yet since they bought it back in 2013, so they gotta do something.
that's true, and Disney probably is going to be okay with it. I'm a little worried though, because I mean, we know how that last one went.
Yeah. And Harrison
And I
Ford is
mean,
gonna be 80 years old by the time that movie
right?
comes out.
I mean, I feel like you could easily like. I know Harrison Ford is super iconic as Indiana Jones, but I feel like if there was ever like a way to like recast it or like do like a origin story
Mm,
or like a just earlier case for Indiana Jones, like somebody like Oscar Isaac, maybe. I don't know. That was the
why
first name
not?
I thought of. I don't know. Why not? He's in everything else
Yeah.
right now. Like, he could be like an Indiana Jones. I don't know who else would be Indiana Jones off the top of my head, but
Yeah, I'm
I
not
don't
sure.
know. Like,
Yeah.
but I mean, Indiana Jones. If I get to hear that whole Temple March theme, whatever it's called, I forget.
Mm,
If I get to hear it on the big screen one more time, I'm for it.
mm. So yeah, that's all the stuff that at least all the stuff that I wrote down from the investor meeting. I'm sure there's plenty of other stuff that I didn't write down, but that's all the important stuff, as far as I'm concerned.
Okay.
So,
Okay, it's the Raiders March, not the Temple's
Raiders
March.
March.
Sorry.
Okay. So, is there anything else that you're aware of or just want to talk about as far as like Disney goes before we move on?
I think that's all the Disney stuff we've covered.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, moving on to the Game Awards announcements that happened
Hmm.
that same night. And yes, there was an award show. Last of Us won Game of the Year. Best score went to Final Fantasy VII. Best game direction went to Last of Us. Best art direction went to Ghost of Tsushima. That's cool. Whatever. But we're here for the game announcements, not the Game Awards.
Like he just threw the phone.
Like,
We don't care about that.
we don't like. There's some controversy surrounding all the stuff that happened with Last of Us. It swept the category, and though it maybe shouldn't have. Like what? Like I don't. Not that I don't
It
care.
happens every year, though.
Yeah, like that kind of thing happens all the time. Like whatever.
Yeah.
Game Awards don't really matter. We're here for the game announcements.
And it's like, what is it? Like the user voted like
Yeah, the
game
user-
award. Or
user
like
game-
that because
that
that
was
was Ghost of
Ghost.
Tsushima, right?
Yeah,
So that's all that really matters.
exactly.
Like, who cares what? They probably paid him to say it was Last of Us 2. Like, who knows?
like, like, really, the only reason they showed up was because Nintendo announced the day before that a Smash character was gonna be there, and they led. Why did they lead this show with the Smash announcement of all things? Like you led with the best thing. Like what are you doing? Anyway, like you're just sitting there. What the show starts. Jeff Keighley comes out, says the thing, and is like, it feels like everyone is here. At least we thought. And then like it goes into the Smash trailer, and it just shows like every Smash character just getting their butt handed to them. And then it shows like pans up and it shows like the boss from the story mode, like with all the master hands surrounding him, and then just gets bisected. And like literally in that moment I'm like, I think I know who this is. I couldn't explain to you why, but I'm like, I feel like just by process of elimination, there is only one character in all of gaming who has the power to slice this thing in half. And before I really like was able to like put the pieces completely together, dun 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 dun.
Oh man!
Like from the very first note of One Winged Angel. Just no. Oh my goodness. Sephiroth is in Smash Bros for some reason.
They said it couldn't be done. Oh my gosh.
Okay.
My only question is how are they going to fit his sword on the stage? Like, the thing is ridiculous.
It's very long. We saw some
even like
gameplay of it.
in the like gaming that you saw. It was like, bro, that thing is ridiculous. Like, why is it? I know that's just how it is, but like, good gracious.
I don't know, but like, like I'm not even like. I like Sephiroth. I think he's a very cool character. I think thematically it makes sense to have both Cloud and Sephiroth both in this game. Like, I think that's cool. But, like, really, I'm just here for One Winged Angel. I think I've said it on the podcast before. Even if, like, somehow One Winged Angel needs to be in this. It is the greatest video game song of all time. And, like, it just is not in there. Only 2 Final Fantasy songs are in Smash right now. That's like if One Winged Angel got into Smash, that would make that game a perfect 11. And now it is. Just
there we are.
Yes.
They knew. Oh man. I was not expecting this, and I was just like and it got spoiled. I was so mad because it got spoiled because I saw it and I was like Sephiroth. I was like, no, they didn't. And I was like, they did. And I was just like, oh my god. And like, this is cool because, one, I know exactly who my next main character I'm going to start playing. So I don't even care. I don't care if he's hard to play. I don't care. I'm going to do it. Like, this guy, oh my gosh. Sephiroth is in every version of Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, and like, Sephiroth's ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Like, it is, like, among broken characters in video games, he's up there. Like, It's ridiculous. But I'm so happy because even the power of licensing couldn't keep Cloud's darkness away from him.
Exactly.
It's just, it's too perfect. Like,
it's one of those things where, like, I love and appreciate just how Sakurai and the team care about trying to balance all of these different characters. There's over 80 characters at this point, and they're all like relatively evenly matched. There's obviously is a tier list, but like, generally speaking, this is like one of the best balanced games of all time.
Like, most of the people on the board, if you have the skill, you can take anyone.
Exactly.
Else.
I want them to not care about balancing with Sephiroth. It just would feel right to have Sephiroth be in this game and like just have him have the longest reach of any character, not be the fastest, but like not be slow either. Have all of his special attacks come out at like frame 0, like, because why not just like
all the hit priorities and just like
and just like because Sakurai clearly knows who this guy is and like why he's important, to the gaming sphere, important to Cloud, important to just he clearly knows Sephiroth is that dude. Like, there's a scene in the trailer where you have, or like Zelda was lying on the ground, and Sephiroth like did his down A, like stabbing on the ground next to her. I'm like, why did you, what, why? Like, and like he, in various different like pick of the days, like every single weekday, Sakurai releases like a picture from Smash Bros. To like advertise something or just like a little like funny thing, and like multiple different times he's done pictures that like that essentially like in relation to Cloud, Zelda is Aerith. So like having Sephiroth like come down on Zelda with a sword, like, oh my goodness. Like it just like the trailer is just him just beating the crap out of everybody.
Everybody. And like you can see his reach is ridiculous. It looks like he's just like he's got some kind of counter. Like he's just he looks broken. It looks great. Like
and also I loved how like at the end of the trailer Cloud and him are fighting, and then it looks like if you're using Omni slash Cloud's Final Smash against Sephiroth, it's gonna look different. Like that is cool. Either I hope it's a thing where it's only if you fight Sephiroth. I hope they don't like just change Cloud's Final Smash. I hope it's only if you're fighting Sephiroth.
Like a very specific like
yeah.
What do they call it in fighting games? Like character interactions or whatever.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
Like that's
like that would be just, and that would add big an extra level to Smash that Smash hasn't really had yet. Because like there are a bunch of obviously like people with their main villains like fighting all the time, but I don't think there's any like special interactions. And I think maybe if they started incorporating that could be ridiculous.
Yeah, because like Link doesn't have a specific advantage against Ganondorf, even though he theoretically should. It would be pretty interesting if Sephiroth actually is this stupid broken character, yet Cloud actually like specifically counters him. Like that, I think that could
be kind of that would be pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Oh man, this is gonna be so good.
Yeah, I think Sakurai's doing a like in-depth analysis presentation thing on Sephiroth this Thursday, the 17th. So, just yes, like.
Yeah, because I think is it Friday that he's officially in the game?
They just said the trailer just said December, and then the Sakurai Presents thing is on the 17th, so either it's the 17th or 18th.
Okay.
Yeah. Like that's also is very interesting. Cloud got into Smash 4 the year that Final Fantasy 7 was announced.
Okay.
5 years to the day after Cloud came to Smash Bros. Sephiroth, the year that Final Fantasy VII Remake launched.
Yep. It was only a matter of time. It's so funny. I'm looking at the YouTube comments, and it's like, everyone, why do I hear boss music?
Yeah.
It's like the boss, like, wait, why do I hear boss music?
The boss says, why do I hear boss music?
I hear boss.
Like, I love how there's this like I love just how like these cinematic trailers of these characters kind of talk to each other. Like it's been a theme of in these different trailers of like newcomers just impaling or just killing other, like, because Mario's died twice so far, Luigi's died, Ridley killed Mega Man, and so like why not just have Sephiroth just like kill everybody else? And I love how in the Ridley trailer, like after she's locked in with Mega Man and Mario after they both die, she's just like okay, and turns around and is like, why are like who invited you, Ridley? So Cloud is like, why are you Sephiroth? Why are you following me?
Cloud, how many times do I have to teach you this lesson, old man? Oh man.
I love it. Like it's not even really a character that I would have wanted per se,
You
but
just want the music.
I want the music, so I'll take it. Even if, like, as much as I would appreciate other Final Fantasy or even other Square Enix music in this game, even if it is only adding one winged angel, which I think would be a crime, but if it is only adding one winged angel, I'll take it. Whatever.
Yeah. I'm hoping they'll add a couple more just because, but
Yeah.
even if they don't,
It would also be pretty cool if Sephiroth can specifically interact with the Midgar stage that's already in the game. Like, I know the trailer had him like jumping up and like looking like he sliced the stage in half, even though that was like there's one of the summons in the background like does that, and just that's like something that just it made it look like he did that. But if he actually could specifically interact with that stage, that could be cool.
that would be ridiculous, though. I
I
mean,
know.
like, come on. Like, he's like, well, I was doing fine until he broke the stage. Like that's not even fair.
So yeah, there were other announcements. There were other announcements at the Game Awards. There's just a lot of CG trailers of games I don't really care about. That's really the main one that I came for, and it was great.
Yeah, it looks like his Supernova might be his final smash too, which, whew, that's not fun. I
Oh my
flashbacks,
goodness! Like, I think I've harped on this channel before about how I hate how every single DLC fighter's Final Smash has been one where they like teleport away and then something happens and they come back to the stage. But for Sephiroth specifically, him like trapping you in something, transforming into his big angel form, and then you imagine if his Final Smash was you watching the entire a minute and a half cutscene of like that comet like coming through Jupiter, coming all the way down to Earth and falling out.
it's like come on, don't let me smash all every time. Oh man, if only.
Yeah, I think that's all I got. Is there anything else that you want to discuss or anything?
I just think it's really awesome. I told my brother, and he was like, "Good." That's all he said. I was like, "Your favorite one-winged angel?" He was like, "Hmm." He's like, "Good." Oh man, it's gonna be so sick. Yeah. I'm excited.
Yeah. Anything else you want to about anything else we talked about today? You want to bring up?
What a weekend! Like it's literally been 4 days, and all of this happened.
All that happened on the same day, right? Like
I know, like what in the world? Like oh my goodness, like
yep.
Yeah, what a weekend! There's nothing more I can say. I mean, everything's hype. Mando finishes this weekend or this Friday. We'll talk about it probably this weekend or something, or like whenever. And life's good, man. Christmas is coming up. Like vaccine went out. Like things potentially looking up. Now I don't want to jinx that and be that guy and everything goes terrible now going forward.
But as of right now, things are looking better. So
things are looking better. I didn't fail one of my classes, so I might still graduate on time, more or less.
Keep hope.
We ain't lost yet, but yeah, life, we're doing all right, yo.
Yeah, like, tell me down below what announcement got you the most excited. Are you gonna play Sephiroth when he comes out this week? Let us know down there. And until next time, see you later.
Take care, guys.